Hi, Bassoon University. Here is my book review of Bassoon by Bill Waterhouse. Bill Waterhouse, to start, he was the principal bassoonist of the London Symphony Orchestra and the BBC Symphony Orchestra. He has since passed away, sadly, in 2007, but he's left behind a wealth of knowledge about the instrument. Just a general review. It's really a pretty comprehensive guide of everything you would ever need to know about the bassoon. It goes through the history of the instrument, the advancements, for as long as we know it, of the bassoon, the instrument itself. He goes over period bassoons and also modern models. He goes over every piece of equipment you could ever apply to your bassoon, modifications, practicing and teaching styles. He goes over all the required rep you should know as a bassoonist, as well as tips on how to play them, and really just everything else you could really think of. It's a pretty big book, but it's a pretty easy read. I read it over the weekend. It's not bad. He's pretty funny in the way he talks. He's very specific about what he says, but he's also got like a sort of a sense of humor about it. So I would recommend it to anybody who plays or is even remotely interested in the bassoon. It has again everything you would really need to know. It's a pretty good guide. I think a beginner bassoonist would learn a lot from this. It'd be a great starting point to make them sort of more equipped to handle the field. And I think even any bassoonist that hasn't read it could benefit just from his point of view and the information he had. I guess he was a pretty good bassoonist, so he very clearly understands from a very deep level how to play the instrument at the best of our ability. Things I liked about it, again, it's very in-depth. He speaks very technically about playing and just the the methodology of everything. Specifically, I for example learned a lot about breathing and the function of the lungs when we're playing, and how just anatomically it all works, as well as just the stages of breath, how to use that to the best of your ability, and what you should really focus on when breathing through the instrument. He cleared up a lot of subjective teaching that I've accumulated over the years of my bassoon career, and it really, I guess, scientifically sort of cleared up a lot of shadow and sort of more mental things. Again, it's pretty in-depth. It's got a lot of illustrations, and also a lot of musical examples. It's got a bunch of pictures. Here's a guy playing the bassoon. This was to demonstrate reed angle. Really, it touches everything. It's pretty easy read. Also, I like that he not only discusses methods and just playing techniques, but he also has a lot of suggestions about how to practice this, and how to work it into your playing, how to squash a lot of problems you might be having. It's got a whole guide to troubleshooting your own playing and addressing problems that you notice in yourself. So I think that'd be really helpful to either an individual player, or maybe a teacher that's starting someone, or even is working with an intermediate level player. I think it really has a lot to say about education. So I'd recommend it to anybody. It's a great book. He's a fantastic writer, and you can blow through it pretty quick. Thank you, Bill Waterhouse, and thank you, Bassoon University. Have a good summer, everybody.